everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Sunday Politics, live on Channels Television. I am Sheung Okimbaloye, live here in our studio in Ekiti, the Ekiti State Capital. Welcome to the program, everyone. It's the day after the elections were conducted and decided by the people of Ekiti State. They have decided, and what the result has announced by INEC is the fact that Governor Biodun Oyebanji has been re-elected for a second term. A lot of conversation around that development we're going to be bringing to you tonight on the program, so stick around with me. There's so much more, and it's interconnected, not only to the Ekiti State politics, to the Southwest politics, but also to national politics and national development. But let's get to it. What are the figures that has come out today? Of course, we do know that Governor Abiodun Oyebanji was announced by INEC today of winning the election and returned and re-elected as governor of Ekiti State. APC's Oyebanji polled 319,224 votes, while the PDP candidate Oluwale Oluyede polled 40,543 votes, while Bejide Oluwadare of the ADC polled 12,872, and Olubenga Obafemi of the SDP polled 179,000. Let me remind you on how that result was announced by INEC. Well, it was this morning actually, the election conducted on Saturday, but the result was announced at about between 3 and 4 a.m. earlier today. Take a listen to how the result was announced by INEC.
Bejide Oluwadare Patrick, male, party ADC, scored 12,872 votes, 12872 votes. Oyebanji Abiodun Abayomi, male, party APC, scored 319,224 votes, 319,224 votes. Olumayokun Oluwole, male, of party PDP, scored 40,543 votes, 40543 votes. That Oyebanji Abiodun Abayomi of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
That was the moment it was announced by INEC. Let me bring you some of the other figures as far as this election is concerned. We do know that the total number of registered voters as documented and announced by INEC included it's 1,059,360 registered voters. But in the PVC collected, it's 1,028,929 PVCs collected. For the election, the accredited voter number came to 384,940, while the total votes cast was 382,109, and the valid votes came to 375,777 valid votes, bringing us to a total voter turnout of 36%. But we've seen reactions trailing the election, and we're going to be getting so much more. Once the declaration was made, we saw jubilation in the camp of the APC. It was first at the Situation Room of the APC, where governors and leaders of the APC were present, and in the moment when the result was announced, you see the jubilation by leaders of the APC, including governors of the different states, former governors, the candidate of the APC, an incumbent governor, and his wife. And this is the moment where all of that was happening at the Situation. They were watching, they had a watch party, watching out for the announcement. And once the announcement was made, it was thrown, the atmosphere was thrown into jubilation, and they were happy because of the outcome of what APC described as a landmark victory for them. But of course, we do know that there's a solidarity for Governor Biodun Oyebanji from his colleague governors, a lot of them who came into town. And earlier this morning, we caught up with some of them who gave their reaction to the outcome of the poll. Take a listen to some of them.
This is declared. You recall the drama in 1993. Ekiti has proven that election can start at 8:30.
77 375777. Votes cast 38213. Akande Oluwaseun Samuel.
Let's go back. For us,
I'm humbled, and I've been in this state for a while, and this is history in the making, and we continue to serve the people. I have a proper understanding of the responsibility that this has placed on our shoulder, responsibility of service, continuous service to the people.
Thrown upon us. Your electoral preferment of us is truly humbling, and we do not take it for granted. On our own, we are cognizant of the significance of these electoral statements. More importantly, the significance of the outcome. It is not just a watershed, it is a remarkable shift in the political culture of the Ekiti people. Unlike the previous electoral cycles, which were marked with disturbing violence and apprehensions, the election has come and gone without a single violent incident. With this, Ekiti has taken a new course, and it's the dawn of a new era where consensus building, peace, and
All right, this is some of the reactions to the election, but let's get some more reaction now. I'm now being joined by the ADC governorship candidate in the race, Ambassador Bejide Oluwadare, was a three-time secretary to the government of Ekiti State. Thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sheon, and good evening, viewers.
Yeah, how does these the election, the outcome of it, how does it come to you?
One, the election was a very bad one. Yesterday was a very bad day for democracy in Ekiti State. It was a day when democracy took a flight from Ekiti State. It was a day when the polling, particularly my polling booths, became a political marketplace where votes were canvassed for, sold, and bought by politicians. It was a day the security agents abandoned their duties and they took sides with the oppressor. It was a day that the hungry people went and took money from the oppressors in exchange for their rights. Generally, it was a very bad day. My polling booth where I voted was massive rigging, massive sale of votes, and it happened everywhere in the state. It merely shows that you don't need to campaign again. All you need to do is to keep your money for the election day and buy votes. And the government of the day has weaponized poverty, and that makes it so easy for them to buy votes.
So let's get it clearly.
Yeah.
You are alleging that there was vote buying.
Yes.
Did that happen at your polling unit? Did you see it?
I saw it happening. It happened. As a matter of fact,
In your own polling unit?
in my own polling booths.
Who were the perpetrators of these vote buying?
I was the target of the main one from my local governments as a candidate. They had boasted before that the ambassador would not even win from his polling booth. I was shocked. In my town where I facilitated the construction of roads when I was SSG, a town where I've helped several people, but they kept on saying I will not win my polling booths. On the day of election, after doing the normal routine, the vice chairman of the local government, a lady, came with a big bag full of money. I saw it. All our members saw it. And they challenged her. Why should you bring money?
Do you have evidence? Were you able to?
We captured everything.
You have it on tape?
Yes.
How they were given the money? This was like how much? Do you have an estimation of?
It was a very big bag she brought. And
in a Ghana must go.
Yeah, Ghana must go. So when we challenged her and she could not go further, she had to call the chairman of the local government, Mr. Kolola, who came to join her to confront us. At that moment, when he could not go further, he had to call Senator Adaramodu, who also came with his own bag of money. And a particular young
Senator
guy.
Adaramodu is a sitting senator and a spokesperson of the Senate.
Exactly.
And you are alleging that
yes,
he was involved in vote buying.
He was involved.
That's a very heavy allegation.
I know what
Ambassador.
I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. He came with them. They all came together.
And you saw him with the bag of money?
I saw his aides with the bag of money. He came with policemen, almost 50 policemen.
Wow.
To my polling booths. Thereafter, one Makinde Araoye also came with almost 50 policemen. It was like a battleground. And this Makinde is younger than my first son. He pushed me. He was not supposed to be there. Makinde was not supposed to be there. Adaramodu was not supposed to be there. They beat up my driver. They injured him seriously. He was in a coma. His body was full of blood. He's still in the hospital. That was how bad it was yesterday. And it happened like that everywhere. Vote buying.
So you are alleging collusion of the ruling APC, and you've mentioned specific names of those who are in the APC
who came to
with
my
the
polling
police
booth to harass my people. With the police, we alerted the police. The policeman said, "But the money is not here." I said, "The money is. Look at the money up there." He said, "He will not leave the polling booth." And they brought in policemen. It was very bad. The money that was supposed to be used.
Did you think that you were going to ever? Do you think you were able to win this election in the first place?
One, I did so much to be able to win the election.
I saw that on Thursday, Senator David Mark, Ogbeni Aregbesola, and a few of your party chieftains they came to the state. The feel and the mood that you got as a politician, you've been in this game for a long time. Yeah. I mean, even when you know you are in the race, but something will tell you, instinct will tell you whether or not you have any chance in the world in winning this election. Do you think you were a match to Biono Yebanji?
Let me tell you, nobody campaigned as much as I did for this election. They were not campaigning. I went to almost all the towns and villages to campaign.
The governor said some of you were just on social media, you were not on the ground.
That is no claim. I'm saying again that I went to all villages to campaign.
But did you put your posters and your billboards?
One, the issue of posters is another thing. Before we started the campaign, the governor had occupied the entire space with his posters and billboards, as if it was coming for the first time. Traditionally, when a city governor is putting his campaign posters and billboards, he's supposed to exhibit his achievements in terms of road construction, in terms of health services. But the present governor was putting up his pictures for everybody as if he was coming in for the first time. And they took it as a habit to remove all our posters and billboards. If you ask from the BTB, they will tell you the same story. That was exactly what they were doing. In any case, it is not the billboard that will vote. We went out to meet the artisans, the drivers, the pensioners, everywhere we went. For almost 2 months, I was moving from places to places.
So, Ambassador,
Yes.
the governor won in every of the 177 wards.
Yes.
He won perhaps, 16 of the local government, and it was Fayoshe that has done that before. He has done that, and in fact, beating Fayoshe's record, because Fayoshe didn't win in all of the wards, 177 wards. And you were claiming as though that the election was rigged, the election was manipulated.
Yes.
And you don't think that the figure as announced by INEC was a real figure.
Let me tell you, Shehu, what we have at the moment was not the figure in terms of the election.
Do you think that the figure was manipulated?
I suspect it was just something fed into the computers.
Really?
Yes. I'm telling you. For instance, in Ekiti, how do you imagine that we will score 1,000 votes in Ekiti?
Yourself?
Yes, we have my deputy governor, where we campaign vigorously. Is anybody rejoicing on the street? Nobody. It was a sad day for everybody in Ekiti State. You are here. Get the feelers, apart from those who were rejoicing with the governor and his colleagues. It has been a sad moment for Ekiti people. What is the justification for winning in all the words? What has it done? I was in government before. With 2 billion naira, we built roads. We constructed roads, water, and provided electricity. The pensioners have not been paid in the last 60 years. What will be the basis of winning everywhere? His election, his position as governor is the worst in the history of the state.
Really?
Even those who
in terms of performance?
In terms of performance, you cannot point to anything.
What about infrastructure, Governor?
It's zero. Apart from the bridge, the flyover he built, nothing. The roads are bad. You need to go through Ekiti and see yourself. Even those who did well, they didn't win a second term. Fayemi did well, he didn't win the second term. Adebayo did well, he didn't win the second term. He didn't do anything. I'm saying again, he's the worst governor. Find out from the people.
So what are you going to do now? What are your options?
My options are many. One of them is to consult with my party people. We're just collecting the results from all the units. We'll analyze the results and I'll take an appropriate action.
Do you think that this is some kind of referendum on your party, opposition party? Do you think that there is an acceptability of opposition in the Nigerian political space? Because the feeler we're getting is that APC thinks, and the chieftains of the APC and their leadership think that these are signals to what could happen in 2027, that their party is on the ground, their party is popular, their party has performed, and they deliver to the Nigerian people.
For us in the Ekiti State, as I said, this is the worst government in terms of performance, in terms of leadership. As we talk at the moment, some of our citizens are in captivity in the last 2 months. The governor has not visited the place. And that is leadership. We have been there twice. I'm telling you, in these states, Ekiti State is the only state without a single industry in the southwest. So, in what way do you assess his performance? If we go to the hospitals.
So you don't think that this signals that APC might just win the 2027 election?
No,
because there are just only one election. There's only one more election before the 2027 election. If they win Osho, they are telling Nigerians that they are on the ground. They have 30-something plus governors, and they say they've performed. President Tinubu has delivered. Oyebaji said he's done well for his people. You don't think that this is a signal that APC is really, really costing home in all of that? Is it not some kind of statement to the opposition that opposition is literally non-existent?
I can assure you, if the government is doing well, there will be no need for them to buy votes. There will be no need at all. The signal I'm getting is that if we are not careful, the remaining election will be conducted in this manner. Vote buying, violence, intimidation, manipulation of the beavers. It's a dangerous trend. That is what has happened in Ekiti State.
All right.
Vote buying, intimidation, use of power. That is why the people are not rejoicing.
All right.
That is why they're not happy.
Ambassador Bejido Luadare, ADC governorship candidate, many thanks for your time tonight. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much indeed. But as the candidate of the ADC in the just concluded Ekiti governorship election, we take a break. And we've got so much more on the program, so much reaction that you will get. One that is not only about Ekiti. Well, Governor Makinde of Oyo State has got a message, a declaration of political war against Governor Makinde. Who said that? Right on this program, I'm going to be showing you after this break, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us on the program. I told you earlier that there were reactions, so many of those reactions. But first, the governor, Biodun Yebanji, has been talking about his victory. He had a press conference earlier today. Perhaps let me allow you to listen to what he said. And I had a question about opposition politics and what exactly is the place of the political parties, especially with the outcome of this election. Take a listen to the governor.
For us, this is a reflection of how governance should be. First time an Ekiti governor is having another term back to back, and that jinx has been broken down. And again, for us, this is what 2027 election will look like. For opposition, they can already see the handwriting is on the wall. This is what it's going to look like. Nigerians are not stupid; they're not gullible. Mark you, we just gone through congresses. We just gone through primaries. Normally when we go through those kind of processes, there are fallouts. But our party faithfuls have used this as a opportunity to express their confidence in our party. That despite the fact that they know that only one person can emerge and some have not emerged, they've shown a level of maturity. They ride around the party. And this is what you are going to see in successive elections. Again, congratulations to Governor Biodun Yebanji.
The people of Ekiti State have for our brother, that's Governor Yebanji. Of course, he has done a strong work. So some of us are not surprised by the level of victory he has achieved. And of course, just like my colleagues have said, we are calling on Nigerians and even the people in Ekiti State, particularly to join hands with the governor. It's all about the progress of the state. He has run a very inclusive government, bringing everyone together, carrying everyone together, irrespective of party affiliation. And I want to call on the people of Ekiti to see this victory as victory for all, to work together for the overall progress of Ekiti State.
Our democracy is growing incrementally, and the leadership is being provided. And the All Progressive Congress, as a party, heavily led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are very happy and excited that despite all the big areas here and there, that the president has remained focused, providing leadership, encouraging the growth of our democracy, and then speaking to people and creating an atmosphere that has allowed dialogue for our people to be able to air their views. So Ekiti people have spoken, and I'm confident that Nigerians will also speak by January national election, the presidential election. So what has happened here, I'm happy. We of the progressive governors, because of our progressive thinking and progressive ambition, we're happy that these things are being actualized gradually. So for me, I congratulate Governor Yebanji, congratulate our president, the national leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I also congratulate the leadership of our great party and encourage our members to continue to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So Nigeria will get to the destination where it wants it to get to.
All right, then, let's take a look at some more reaction now. I'm now being joined tonight on the program by the SDP governorship candidate in the Ekiti governorship election 2026. I'm being joined by Otumba Olubenga, Peter Obafemi. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Shion. How are you?
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
You couldn't muster 500 votes. Did you see that coming?
I didn't see it coming. Nah. And I believe we did way, way more than that. Because just in my local government alone, what we have recorded is over 2,000 where they disappear to, they know. When they now attributed 179 to us, I was like, what happened to my people on Ado? What happened to my people in the Jeru?
Is your party on the ground?
We are on the ground.
The last time around, your party lost an election. That's under Segun Oni.
Yes, under Segun Oni, we lost nearly. But this one, you know, the INEC chairman came to Ekiti in, I think, June 11th, if I can recollect. That is when he came to announce to Ekiti people for the first time that SDP will be on the ballot paper.
So you came to the game late.
We came to the game very
So that was a disadvantage to you.
On our part, yes. On the part of our...
It's an internal party shenanigans and bickerings.
Party shenanigans and the judiciary. We have issues with the judiciary, issues with INEC, and a whole lot of things that was going on at that time. So when INEC chairman finally came to the state, June 11th precisely, and he now announced that SDP will be on the ballot, and some of them, and now make some phone calls and say, oh, look, congratulations, guys. You guys are going to be on the ballot. And I said, we are so excited. And but they see a lot of things going on, you know. Lots of things, preparation for the election, trying to get things moving, considering of all the time that we have spent in court with INEC, trying to get all these things sorted. It took a whole lot of time from us, but thank God we're on the ballot.
Being on the ballot and the outcome of the election, you know that you were you had a bad leg going into the game. Your party had a bad leg. You came late into the game. You are not as popular as the party in power. Did you ever think you were going to win the election?
I think we're going to have a very good, strong showing.
But not winning?
Winning, of course, because I have been on ground for so long in this state. I'm known in the Ekiti state.
Known enough to beat an incumbent?
Known enough to beat anyone, considering that what we have on ground in Ekiti, we have a government that is not functioning. Just like the previous speaker told you, that you need to take a look outside. You need to go on the streets, you need to drive around, and you can see for yourself. If the governor has performed well, the governor has been in government since 2022 till date. The only major thing that was just recently commissioned was a 1.1 or 1.2 kilometer bridge. That's what was just commissioned recently.
So, how do you assess the election? What's your own assessment?
I think the election was full of intimidation.
Were you intimidated?
Well, I'll put it like this to you, Shell. In my own polling unit, I went to cast my vote. Coming out, I was shocked. I saw someone with back loads of money. And I said to
what party? Is he a member of your party?
He's one of these major parties. He's not a member of my party.
What party?
I do not know. But I can tell you that it's one of the major parties and being protected by the police. So I will assume that's the APC, but I do not know that. Because the guy was saying, why are you videoing me? Why are you capturing my incident? My boy had to tell them that no, he wasn't videoing him because he doesn't want any issues. You understand? And we walked away, called on the officers that were there and said, what is this guy doing in a polling booth with millions of naira? And he said, no, they're going to take it off. Before I can say anything, I saw the guy coming with Okada and went on the Okada to go off. And down the street, I was told that EFCC came to raid some people carrying money too on the same Hello?
So you are alleging that there was a massive vote buying?
I am not alleging. I saw it.
There was vote was being
in
bought.
my own polling unit.
Other than that, were there any kind of voting or election malpractices that you noticed?
Well, because one of the major things that happened is that all the party agents were not up to their work. And the INEC, I'll say to you, and the police were very much compromised in this election.
For you as a party, what is your reading of the situation, politically speaking? Because this has a larger interpretation.
Yes.
Beyond Ekiti, there's a national outlook to all of this. What would that be? How would you describe it?
I will say that I make you look into ways that they can help Nigeria for the general election that is coming up. How they can abort this act of vote buying. If what I saw
was it that bad?
Is that very bad? It's very bad.
What options are available to you? As a candidate and as a party?
As a party, I think they should just let people campaign, issue-based campaign. Campaign based on issues. Campaign based on what you want to do. Not about buying vote. Look at my state, for instance. Ekiti state is poverty-ridden. People will vote for a small amount of money, and they will suffer for many, many years after. Why is it like that? The only advice, the governor has won the election, they have declared him, is to please have a rethink about what and how he's going to handle the state. Really. Because we have a lot of problems. There is nothing happening in this state.
The state is not in a good shape economically?
No!
Security-wise?
No!
Infrastructure?
We have some people in Edo, New York, that have been there 54 days and still counting.
In captivity?
In captivity since 54 days ago. 16 of them. The pastor that was preaching in the church was killed.
Well, the governor and the APC says you opposition are non-existent. You were just opposition on social media. You are not on the ground. And if you look at the town, the street, I rarely see any of your posters, no billboards, no. What exactly is going on? Because is this accusation on the opposition also an indictment on your lack of capacity?
No. What happened is that when the government is not allowing anybody to put out any billboard, every billboard in the state has been bought.
The ruling party is muscling?
Yeah, they muzzle every billboard in the state. Nowhere to advertise. And when you do now finally place your advertisement on the street, before you know it, days, maybe hours after you have pasted it, will be turned apart, will be taken away.
So your final word would be what?
We need to be more. The government is to either do something that will change the fate of our people. Our people are suffering. Our people are suffering, but there is nowhere to go and cry.
All right.
Why? Because, Sheung, how can somebody sell their tomorrow for 10, 15,000 naira? You know why? Because there's no food in the house.
All right.
And they believe that collecting this 15,000 will give them dinner for tonight. But they forgot that there will be 4 years and few days of no food.
Thank you so much, Otumba Olubenga, Peter. Thank you so much indeed for your time. I appreciate it.
She was always, I appreciate you.
Yes,
we appreciate you very much. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, and there's so much reaction. I told you earlier, the man that was saddled to come and deliver the election is the governor of Kaduna. Said he was the chairman of the APC campaign organization in Ekiti State. I caught up with him and I had a few questions to ask him. Take a listen. By the governor of Kaduna State and the chairman of the APC campaign organization for the Ekiti governorship election, Governor Ubasani. Thank you so much for talking to us on Sunday Politics.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, give us an idea. You said you made a promise that you are going to come and deliver, but the opposition is saying you rigged the election. What that to say to that?
I would say that clearly the opposition were never on ground. You will agree with me that you've been in it yourself for many days, and I have no sign that any opposition candidate was actually campaigning. Myself and about 14 governors, members of National Assembly, Ekiti State Local Organizing Committee headed by Senator Opaimi have been going around in the last 1 week. In fact, I came into this town about 2 months ago, and we went around the whole 60 local governments. Many people have gone to 177 wards, and we have people on ground in 2,445 polling units of Ekiti State. Unfortunately, we didn't see any opposition candidate campaigning either at the level of polling units or at the ward level.
But there are those who will say your party caused it. Your party has intimidated, according to them, intimidated and silenced opposition. And that's why you've not seen so much of what should be a sign of opposition in the state.
I don't believe there's anything called intimidation in an election. You have the freedom, you have the right to go around, canvass for votes, canvass for support. If you have anything to offer, you should go out and talk to the people. They will give you the opportunity. But unfortunately, let me tell you, most of these political parties only campaign on the social media or in the media generally. They are not on ground. That's what I kept saying. Recall about 4 months ago, I made it clear in Kaduna when we had our by-elections and we won everything in Kaduna. I made it clear to everyone that opposition focus on social media, focus on propaganda. But there are two battles in an election. You either win propaganda battle or you win political battle. We focus on winning political battle, or the opposition focus on propaganda battle. They can win it. But politics is about winning at the polling unit, winning at the ballot box, and ensuring that you go around to canvass for support and tell the public and the team in youths, women groups, and all the relevant stakeholders what you can offer. Unfortunately, let me say it here, in Ekiti, Governor Oyebanji have done extremely well. You can see the level of inclusivity. When I came here...
When you say well, what do you mean well? In terms of infrastructure, security issue, there are complaints here and there about taxation, there are complaints about the state of education, healthcare. How do you substantiate all that?
I can tell you, if you go around Ekiti State, you agree with me that Governor Oyebanji have moved many hundreds of primary healthcare facilities from level 1 to level 2. That was never in existence in Ekiti State. That is number one. You have to understand. A lot of people do not understand the level of healthcare decay in Ekiti State before he came. That is number one. Number two, you go around talking about infrastructure. Go around Ekiti State. Even Ado Ekiti here, you've seen the level of infrastructural revolution he has done here in Ekiti State. Of course, I also had opportunity of talking to non-indigenous who constitute about 40% of the voters here in Ekiti State, and they told me clearly, the man has been running inclusive government.
Thank you so much. We're now on the home stretch of the program. So finally on the program, I also caught up with one man who is in a different political parties from Governor Biodun Yebanji of the APC, and that is the former governor of the Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose. Remember, about 2 years ago, he had come on my program on Politics Today on China's television that Governor Yebanji will win the election, and I was challenging him that that is anti-party. Well, he's got explanation. He said Governor Yebanji will win in a landslide. Well, he's looking and sounding like a prophet now, isn't it, because of the outcome of this election. This is my conversation earlier today with former Governor Ayodele Fayose. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us on the program today.
Thank you very much.
You said to me, she'll write it down, that's exactly your word, that Oyebanji will win in all of the 16 local government areas. What made you? What did you see at that time?
You see, one good thing Nigerians should remember me for is that when I say things, I say them with records. Oyebanji has been steady, consistent, and has reached out to the key stakeholders. There are no followership without leadership. And from what I saw, as far back as over 2 years, I knew this would happen. And it happened in a landslide. I
told you it was too early at the time, but you insisted that it was not.
So, this is Ekiti. It's not Chinese television. Where I'm from, Ekiti. We are leaders here. And everybody knows that I follow the trend of events. I'm available at the grassroots. And I knew he was going to have a landslide victory like this. That was why I told you on the program that he will break my record. And indeed, he broke the 16-0 record. He has successfully won in all the 177 wards except 2. So that he has broken my record, is a record holder, and fantastic, to the glory of God, is re-elected.
So the opposition, those who say Ekiti election, the competition is not like when, for example, when you and Fayemi were up against each other, when Fayemi was up against Segun Oni, when BC Kolawole was against Oyebanji, that there was no intensity in the race. And this is only one thing that opposition have been literally killed in our polity.
Well, don't go into the language opposition killed, where the where Oyebanji's supposed opponents, supposed political enemies, but we later became his solution. For me, Bisi Kolawole, Segun Oni, and others coming together, we must not in Nigeria say because we are not in government, we must destroy that government. Because we are not in government, we will see facts and pervert it. That is not me. Oyebanji won because we all stood behind him. As an opposition, Segun is another party, it's an opposition. He joined him. I am of a PDP extraction, Bisi Kolawole of a PDP extraction, and many more. We gave him all the backings and the support.
They say that Oyebanji bought you people over. What was the price?
That is too cheap. You understand? That is cheap. What does Ekiti have? Let us just look at it. I have too many big friends if I need money. Not at that level of discourse. I won't join issues with them. They are little minds.
But don't you think that you betray your own party by siding with an opposition?
Even in America,
you worked against your party.
Even in America, when a party is not doing the right thing, courageous leaders with integrity come out and condemn whatever their party is doing. Even the president of America is criticized by his own party. The likes of George Bush all came through and said what President Trump is and was doing does not go to sense. So the PDP messed up here in Ekiti. And if I say this, you always argue it. Governor Makinde caused most of the PDP problems in the Southwest. As a result, balkanized all the parties, balkanized all the PDP, and ended up in another party. How do you explain a Makinde starting with PDP, ending up with the APM? That tells you that as his own leadership, all to coordinate the party in the Southwest, he lost it. I handed over to him. I was the only sitting governor at his time. We worked for him, gave him the red pen, gave him the mantle, and supported him to win that election. Today, the party is equally living without a PDP intact. So when you go to another state because you are a sitting governor, to go and
of the Ekiti people, unlike the previous electoral cycle,
is a statement enough for me to be respected in the PDP. So I stand there without regrets. We have done what we want to do. We have made all the statements. We'll bring our parties together. Oyebanji is not contesting again. This is the second term. So we'll put our party together and look forward to tomorrow.
So you are going to go back to the PDP and work for the PDP now?
It's an evolving situation in Nigeria. A generation is going, another set of generation is following, another set of boys they are following, ladies, political young people. Ours is to give them the space to build a new PDP where we can all thrive. And as elder statesmen, we give them the necessary support.
You are still going to remain in the PDP?
The moment I leave PDP, I'll go to my house.
You once left the PDP?
No.
You once left?
No.
You ran for senatorial seat?
Yes, that's very
not
correct.
under the PDP?
Yes.
And you came back to the PDP?
It was the same problem at the time. When Obasanjo imposed Shegun, I was in exile. They didn't allow me to contest. They didn't allow me to participate because they know my strength. Even in Governor Yebanji, to the glory of God, they cannot deny, and the APC in Nigeria and in Ekiti cannot deny my contribution to the victory of Governor Yebanji. With all humility. And when I tell you
helped Yebanji to win.
I have no regret.
You worked for?
I worked for him day and night. Everybody knows in this state, I come to the public forum to say Yebanji must return. And today, I'm one of the happiest men.
So you return your village, your ward, your polling unit for Yebanji?
I gave votes that made my heart glad. My community, my ward, my polling unit were delivered to the government.
So what did you tell your people? Don't vote my party, vote for my political opponent.
My people knows that I went there physically to say, vote for APC. I mean, vote for Yebanji, sorry. Yebanji
was not on the ballot, APC was on the ballot.
Yes, but everybody knows what Yebanji represents. My words are...
You are the same person who goes to your village to say, vote PDP.
No,
and you told
I never said they should vote PDP. And
you said that when you were running. You said that when you were supporting BC.
It clearly shows the man who has what it takes to do.
Don't think that this is double speaking.
No,
one way you told them vote Fayose PDP, vote BC Kolawole PDP. All of a sudden, Fayose got born again and said vote APC.
You say,
is that not confusion?
You are a journalist. A journalist. I'm a politician. A man who has capacity can tell the aircraft to land now. You understand? I have capacity to tell my people. I can't tell Channels Television to drive you because I don't have capacity. But I have capacity to tell you, turn right, turn left in party politics.
Right, that's a bit of my conversation earlier on with the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose. Well, that's how it's been in our continued coverage of the Ekiti governorship election. A winner has been decided, and it does look like whatever will happen from now onwards will be the decision of the people of Ekiti State. Many thanks for being a very good companion in this journey in bringing democracy into a place where we all can be happy. At Channels Television, in partnership with Yaga Africa, we continue to push the frontier of what needs to be done as far as election result monitoring is concerned. Thanks so much, everyone, for being part of our coverage of this election. On behalf of my colleagues, a lot of them, Theophilus, Tony, Godwin, Patrick, Nasiru, every one of you, Quadri, Biola, Bola Fraser, every one of you that have been a part of it, and of course, Ambrose Oko, Ronkerai, everyone that is, I can't mention all of you, but thank you so much for being a very good colleague and bringing these to the Nigerian people. I'll see you some other time. I'm sure Akimalo. God bless you.